This is a terrifying mind-reading beast that feeds on the brains of the living. Once it detects criminal intent in a person's brain, it will instantly devour the brain and even the skull. The man becomes a walking corpse. Lisa had a plan to rob the vault, and she's been targeted by the mind reader again. The doctor couldn't bear the thought of her becoming a zombie, so he threw her an atom smasher. The agonized Lisa pressed the switch and was instantly disintegrated. With no time to grieve the tragic death of their comrades, the three of them could only carry their weight and finally arrived at the door of the vault, where victory was at hand. Now it was the turn of Paul, the super hacker, to fight his way through the security system and start cracking the door. But this is the highest level of 24 encryptions and the fastest it can take is 5 minutes. What they didn't know was that the unicorn was closing in behind them and Clara was the first to be targeted. Paul immediately searched for the worst offenders and downloaded their information into his brain. With such a strong criminal intent, the mind reader instantly locked onto him as the first target. When his life was at stake, Paul decided to press the atom smasher and willingly die for the hero and heroine. But the mission was at an impasse. Without Paul's super hacking skills, the door to the vault could not be opened. Luckily, there is no end to the sky is a loud bang. Once in a million years of super solar storm. A once in a lifetime super solar storm has erupted in this galaxy, and it's approaching with thunderous force. Even the most secure bank in the universe can't withstand the damage. With the security system out of whack, the doctor and his team managed to get into the vault, but he was filled with doubt. Apparently, the architect had predicted that the once-in-a-million-year solar storm would occur today. Only at this moment would the bank's security system be disrupted. Could he be a time traveler like himself? Or else he couldn't have grasped the time so well? While thinking about it, I didn't want to meet love around the corner. That mind-reading beast had already been waiting here for a long time, and the two of them were caught in the act. The supervisor was so pleased with his victory that he ordered them to be burned to a crisp. But the two were just brought to the incineration. Surprise came when the two soldiers were actually Paul and Lisa pretending to be. It turned out that the so-called atom smasher was a space transportation device. They were transported to another dimension by the dream builder. Time is of the essence. The four of them went straight to the bottom of the vault, but they didn't realize that there was a woman sitting inside who looked exactly like the supervisor, who turned out to be the real boss of the bank. This person is suspicious, so he created many clones to work for him, so that he can firmly grasp the wealth of the universe. During the conversation with the boss, the doctor suddenly realized something, and began to dance around with excitement. The three people around him were confused and couldn't understand what was wrong with him. The doctor gave his phone number to the boss and told her to keep it for future use. As the solar storm was approaching, the boss grabbed her money and ran for her life. The doctor himself put her in the elevator and reminded her to call himself, in order to verify his suspicions. The mind-reading beast appeared at that moment, and the doctor took the initiative to let him scan his own memories, and told the others not to act rashly. The truth has since surfaced that the mysterious phone call received by the doctor at the beginning was from the bank owner. She was already dying. She wanted to atone for the biggest sin of her life, so she asked the doctor to come here to save the lives of those imprisoned at the bottom of the vault. So the doctor found Lisa and Paul to help him and made a video of himself disguised as a dream builder. Then the four of them traveled back in time together and used an amnesia worm to erase their memories to prevent the mind-reading beasts from scanning them. This is a well-designed time heist. The doctor opened the door of the cell at the bottom and there was another mind reader who was the wife of the previous one. It turned out that the bank